caretaker, the Evans Messenger. Any of you can answer this. Obviously, not the cleanest win for you guys today. What's just the vibes in the locker room after sort of that? Is it more just satisfied that you got it done, or is it harping on what you guys could have done better? What's just the vibes there?
I'd say the guys in the locker right now, obviously we're happy with the win. We got the job done at the end of the day. Guys most definitely aren't satisfied. We're going to keep stacking days, watch film, this Sunday, Monday, and then get to work and focus on the next one against Kentucky.
Trey, for you, could you kind of just talk to me about what the message to the offense was in the locker room at halftime after 3 turnovers in the first half?
Yeah, I say it was just control the controllables. Defense were playing their butt off, giving us opportunity, getting the ball back to us, and we couldn't hang our head on anything that happened in the first half. We had to play the second half. We had to play the third and fourth quarter. As we know, the game's not over until it's 0-0-0 in the fourth quarter.
Andrew with WB, this is first Shay or Blake. Just defensively, only giving up 6 points today. How do you guys think the defensive group performed?
Yeah, I mean, giving up 6 points, you can't ask for much more than that in Division I college football. Morgan State was a talented team, explosive offense. But, at the end of the day, 6 points should have been 0. We had a lot of dumb penalties, a lot of things we can clean up. So on our end, those 6 points are preventable.
And then kind of adding on to that point, those 6 coming in, obviously, from red zone possessions for them. So how satisfied or how happy are you with the team's ability to kind of just hold red zone possessions to field goals rather than land them in the end zone?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's huge. Teams get down the red zone, chances for a defense to stop them are very low. So for us to, kind of say that it's not going to happen here, is huge. And like you said, it ended up 6 points. They were in the red zone too many times. Like I said, we have a bunch of things to clean up. But, we come out of there, block, kick, Shea gets a return, tackle on 4th down from Brad Weaver. I mean, it's just guys came to play. So at the end of the day, happy with the effort, but there's just so many things to clean up.
Sure, like from the post, Blake or Shea, for either of you. The defense held Morgan State to 2 of 13 on 3rd down and 0 for 3 on 4th down. What do you guys think that just says about the defense as a whole?
I think it just shows that we're not going to sit there and quit. We have a lot of guys that were banged up, and obviously, it's a next man up mentality. So, it really showed that we're at depth in the defensive room.
Shay, for you, could you kind of just take me through the blocked punch, kind of what you were seeing, what you were feeling?
We know that watching their film that they had some weaknesses in some of their field goal areas and PAT stuff. So. Just thankfully, I mean, it's all credit to Brad Weaver for getting in there and blocking it and fell into my hands. I probably, we rep that, but it just kind of happened where it fell into my hands and was try to get as many yards as I could. But yeah.
Grant Kiefer, WAUB. Shay, first off, welcome back. How did it feel to get in a full game, start to finish, and be back out there with the guys?
It felt great to go out there and play. I was still in snap count for about 30 snaps was max, and I think I didn't even hit that. But I was just, thank God that I was just able to go out there and play with the guys. Felt amazing to be back out there.
Trey, how excited were you when that trick play got called? Ended up in that touchdown.
I was pretty excited. We rep things like that through all week in practice. We watch film and we just saw that from film that it could be there when we get into that red zone area. And we got in there first drive, and me watching film and just being in sync with the offense coordinator, we had the play call. I knew what I had to do. The offensive receivers, we executed at a high level and ended up with a 6 in the end zone.
Trey, to build off that, I mean, that first drive, especially early on in that first half, Morgan State was playing a lot of man coverage. They were pressing high at the line. Did you kind of smell blood in the water when you guys lined up for that trick play in a way?
Yeah, most definitely. It's big for offense, their first drive in the field, to go down and score. You know what I mean? Get points on the board right away. And obviously, defense played their butt off. So defense having our back and offense being able to move the ball the way we did today, it's looking good going forward.
Blake, you had 12 tackles today. You led the team. What were you kind of seeing and feeling out there on the field today?
Yeah, no, I mean, defensive line played their butts off today, and really just cleared up our gaps. I mean, you playing linebacker, you have an assignment, you do your job, and without the D line, that job gets really tough. But tonight they made it very easy for me. So all credit to the D line. Yeah.
And Blake, last week you kind of spoke about how it's your first time being here and having protect the Frank, all that. So first little 2-game homestand for you. How important was it to go this 2-0, especially with what's coming up next week?
Yeah, no, I mean, just playing on the Frank was fun again. I mean, like I said, it's my second time getting to do it, and it's an honor every time running out there. Those stands are packed. It's a fun atmosphere, and today we had a little extra motivation with the Turn to Gold initiative. I mean, going out there and playing a football game is nothing compared to what those families and what those kids have to go through. So that was a little extra motivation for the whole team today. Had the yellow socks on, yellow wristbands, the shirts. So we went out there, and football is easy compared to some other things that could go on in life. Thanks.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, basically for the defense, obviously this week was probably the strongest performance. How do you guys keep up what you've done this week and improve going into next week, obviously playing a really good team in Kentucky?
I think we just keep guys healthy, keep them healthy. Just keep the foot on the gas. Don't let up. It was a big emphasis this week, just not let up just because of an FCS team. They're still a very talented team and had a lot of good skill players, and we got to keep that momentum rolling into next week. And next week we'll get Adonis Williams back that I'm excited about. So we'll get me hopefully for the full game. So get healthy.
Blake or Shades, for either of you. Obviously, both of you guys had really good games, but guys like Caden Schmitz and Marcel Walker-Burgess also really stepped up in the linebacker unit. What is the synergy like on the field with all 4 of you guys rotating in and out? How just talk me through that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I've said it time and time again. We have guys that can play football in the linebacker room. It doesn't matter whether it's the starters or the last guys off the bench. Everybody in that linebacker room knows how to play football and is going to come and bring it every play. And that just goes back to Coach Faunus. The coaching we get from him is top tier. I've been at some other schools, had played for some other coaches, and his knowledge and his the way he coaches is unlike any other. And I think that shows when you have so many guys play the past couple weeks, and every single guy has gone out there and produced. So,
thank you for being here. Another really good win. I want to give a shout out to Bobcat Nation. I thought really another electric crowd. A lot of energy out there. And I want to also tip my hat to Director Cromer, President Gonzalez, Dr. Lynn Harder on Turn It Gold. This is our 10th year, and I've been here for all 10 of them. It's childhood cancer and the whole event is very powerful, and I'm very grateful for our football team to take part of it. Very proud. On the game itself, it's all 3 phases team sport. Offense, defense, and special teams. We had an outstanding performance by our defense. Obviously, offensively with the turnovers, put our defense in a tough spot. They didn't flinch, didn't blink an eye. And one of my comments to the team after in the locker room was I was positive and I was proud of them that there wasn't any finger pointing. They're about the team. Let's go defense. Offense was coming off, with their heads down on a turnover, and they were yelling to defense, do it again. And we had some big stops. I mean, I thought that going into the game, we had an advantage with our defensive line versus their offensive line. And I thought we had an advantage in the special teams. And that's how it played out, probably the difference in the game. Now, they did have the long punt return, but it's hard to win. And we defended our home field. We got to clean some things up. That's obvious, but sometimes you win and you don't play at your best. That was one of those. I don't want to take anything away from our opponent, Morgan State. It wasn't like we just played poor everywhere. They did a good job. They had a good plan. Used all the clock. Had some things that we hadn't seen, but. Hey, we got the win. I'm very happy. So with that, I'll open up for questions.
Eric Decker with the Athens Messenger. Coach, what went into the decision to switch quarterbacks in halftime, and is that something we might see more in the future?
I'll hold my comments till Monday. I just we needed a new spark. That's the easiest I can say right now. Parker's a tremendous competitor. We want to get Nick in the game at some point in time, see what he could do. He's very capable, and we did that in the second half. He did some good things. The first drive of the third quarter, we challenged him at halftime, and Nick did some Nick did some good things with the offense, especially using his legs. But the whole room is dual threat. It's so that's a positive. But again, for Nick to go in a situation, manage the game, probably as big as their biggest plays there was in a game with the exception of the defense and their stops. But they went for it down here on the campus side, 4th down. We held them. We had the ball at the 2-yard line. We had a 3rd down and 9. I was like, probably wanting to run the ball, but I bit my tongue, didn't say anything, and just let it go. We had a pass on. He sat in the pocket in the end zone, threw a strike to Coleman, and got a 1st down. And we now the drive stalled, but we flipped field position. We took over at 2. We punted. They got the ball at the 9-yard line. We're in the 4th quarter. Our defense went 3 and out right there. We got the ball at midfield. That's big, and I'm looking for positives. We're gonna build off of those. But we're also gonna clean some things up. I long answer, but on the quarterback spot, I'm gonna hold my comments till Monday to see where it's at.
Andrew Bobby at WAB. Coach, how did you think your defense performed today? Blake Leakin had 12 tackles, and then
Great.
also having Shea Taylor back, and available for I think he said 30 snaps. Just what did you make of the defensive performance?
Yeah, there's a lot of names. You hit a lot of them, but we're playing a lot of different faces. I mean, Adonis didn't play a snap. He's the best safety in our league. He and Rawls, one of those two are. Roman, I'm not sure, something happened going to the movie on the bus. I don't, it's unfortunate, but he didn't play today. We didn't know. I didn't know until I saw him he wasn't dressed, and so. Our defensive guys made some great adjustments. Next man up mentality, but there were some outstanding performances for sure. I just really they play with an edge, and we coached them hard on some things. Some of the penalties we got to fix that. I mean, it's going to get fixed. You don't have in the first game we had 3 penalties. Now stat wise it was 1. They declined 2, and then you don't have again stat wise 1 penalty in the first game of the year, and then have what we did have the last two weeks. And so our guys will respond, but we got to get that cleaned up because Ohio doesn't beat Ohio. That's the thing. And so.
Charlie from the Post, Coach. Secondary players like Mike Mack, Tony Mathis, and DJ Walker really stepped up today. What did you make of the performance of the secondary as a whole?
Again, without watching the film, there's a lot of good things. I mean, DJ is no longer a young kid. I mean, he's been here. He's earned his brick. He gets better every week. Austin Brawley helps him. Adonis has been out, but Adonis is getting closer to getting back out there. But he's still helping. He's on the sideline. But back to DJ, I like where he's at. We got Jalen Thompson back today. Now he was a big factor on special teams. His role will grow. We got some good depth back there, and Mike Mack's in there. Tony, true freshman. Again, there's a lot of things to build with talent wise. Our goal is going to be we want to be peaking at homecoming when we start league play. I don't know who it is. I just know it's conference time, and that's what we want to be peaking towards that. And so I think we took some small steps in some areas, but we took some steps backwards in some areas, and we got to keep forge ahead as a staff.
Grant Kiefer, WAEB. In terms of the receiving game, this week was kind of like Syracuse, where it was mostly, or you saw a lot of Coleman Owen. Wasn't as spread out as it was last week. Did Morgan State do anything defensively that you saw that was the cause of that?
Again, I'm going to have to see the film. I know they rolled a safety over Coleman at sometimes, but Coleman had another big day. So our radio guy. Marty, Marty Bannister. I apologize. Marty had made a comment to me on the radio that I think Coleman had over 100 yards. Is that what he said? And so I didn't even catch that stat, but that's great. And I'm not surprised by it. But back to the spreading it out. I know I think our tight ends caught a couple today. Maybe Mason got a couple things, but when you call passes, it's not like you can't say this is where the ball's going to go. Coverage dictates it a lot. So, I'll let it go
To
with that.
build off that, with trick play especially, that first drive, they were playing a ton of man. Morgan State was. I asked Trey this. Did you kind of smell blood in the water when that came up? Was that something you guys recognized early on and said, hey, let's pull this play out?
I know the first play of the game, Coleman got behind him, and then we connected on the deep pass. In the second series, I think we ended up scoring there too. So, and that was man, to your point. And then we saw a lot of too high that spins down to one high cover three stuff, and I think it was part of the problem on a couple of those interceptions by Parker. I want to reserve till I see the film. So the man stuff probably played a little bit more than what we anticipated. We only had 2 games of film, but I thought the staff, adjusted to what we were doing. The execution wasn't there on some plays today, which was very obvious.
Coach, talking a little bit about Anthony Tice, he came in this week as one of the nation's leading leaders in broken tackles. We saw some more of that today. Just what can you say about his ability to be kind of a shifty runner?
Yes, sir. I saw something across my desk that I'm not a big stat guy because he can get caught up in that stuff, but he is, I think, most broken tackles or something like that, and you want those broken tackles to come in the secondary. And there's times where he's breaking tackles at the line of scrimmage. We got to clean some things up, but he is a big guy. That's obviously to break tackles. He's not running through all of them. I mean, he is, he's got some wiggle, and then he's got power. And we saw the speed for him to finish things out in the Syracuse run there in the third quarter, I think. So he has gotten better each week. So it's exciting. I'll just leave it at that.
Bobby Keegan with the Post. So in the first half, you guys had a pretty aggressive passing attack with almost 200 yards, I think. And then in the second half, you guys only had 4 passing attempts in the entire half. Was that kind of due to the turnovers, or kind of due more to the quarterback change?
Yeah, we weren't on the phone saying, don't throw it. It's just, we had a nice drive to open up in the third quarter. And then we went a 3 and out. And they had a long drive. And now then we're in the fourth quarter, and we started one of the possession at our own 2. And we call a pass down there, as I've already referenced. But so it wasn't by design. But there's also, hey, let's be aggressively smart, and not shoot ourselves in the foot. And we have the option, turn it over. I mean, that wasn't a pass. So we got to improve in some things for sure.
Coach, you mentioned last week that you wish maybe some of the punts could have gotten a little more yardage. Today, Wilson averages 42 yards a punt. So what's just your kind of assessment of that part of the special teams game?
The first punt of the day, he tweaked his soft tissue, but he was in there and punted the rest of the day. I thought the last one was spot on. He made the returner move. He had to fair catch it. And it was deep. The one he was punting basically at our goal line, and he wasn't able to get it past the 50. I'd like to see him hit that thing. And then on their punt return, they missed. I think we missed 4 tackles on their sideline. So we got to do better there.
I think it was at the beginning of the second quarter, the onside kick by Gianni. What did you see on that, and just to be able to get the ball right back?
Yeah, we saw on film that we thought we'd have a chance to block an extra point or a field goal. Just we thought we had an advantage. We had noticed that they were kind of deep and left early. So we had repped it all week, and if we had an opportunity, we scored as our first possession, kicked off, and what we saw on film, they were still doing it. And so I said, okay, next time if we score, if we'll go a touchdown, we're going to do it. So both coordinators knew it. If it didn't work out in our favor, John, get him going, get a call ready to go midfield. And, Brian, if we get it, have a call ready. And it went in our favor. In those types of calls, they don't always go your way. It's an aggressive call, but it's not like you just close your eyes and try it. I mean, there's a reason why we're calling it, and it just happened to go our way. And sometimes there's going to be a time we're going to go for it on fourth down, and we're going to try something like that, and it doesn't go our way, and we're gonna have to be ready for that if it happens.
Coach, the linebackers really stepped up big today. What can you just say about their performance and how important they are to this defense?
Someone said it, but he was supposed to get between 20 and 30, and I think that's what he got. Solid game by Leak, Stellan. We're banged up in the linebacker spot, but I think if the injury report goes well tonight or today after the game, nothing serious at linebacker, that room is going to continue to grow. And I'm going to go back to Stellan Bowman, who's a true freshman. He's one of the grade 8. We had 8 guys enroll early. All 8 of them earned their bricks after one semester. He's not a freshman. He's here in the spring. He wasn't in senior English, and teacher's aide the rest of the day. He was here going to class, taking 16 hours, away from home, out of state, from Michigan. And he's been through a spring practice and the summer. And so he's not a freshman, but him playing right now, he's running around hitting people, and it's just going to help us as we get into league play, because he's just going to get more experience, and it's going to make the room stronger. I know there's some growing pains on some things, but it'll help us towards the end of the season.
Last 2.
You mentioned how Adonis is still kind of helping out on the sidelines. And today, given all the injuries you guys have on defense, you didn't allow any touchdowns. And that's the first time that you guys have done that in at least 2 years. So what is kind of Adonis and Jeremiah, who's also on the sidelines, still doing to lead the defense?
I forgot about that one. Ugh. Yeah. Well, that's great on the touchdowns. I didn't even realize it. That's outstanding. You gotta. I mean, John Hauser and the guys on defense, the whole staff, and Nate Fonnes, D'Angelo Smith, Kurt Maddox, Tremaine Scott, just outstanding job. Next man up mentality, and we didn't even know Roman wasn't going to play. I didn't even. It's just So we are playing a lot of pieces. I'm just going to repeat what I said. There's going to be growing pains, but when we're in league play, it's going to help us.
Might be nothing, but I noticed towards the end of the game, Parker Titz was kind of like grimacing at his pectorals. Is he all right? Or any updates on him?
Yeah, to my knowledge, I think he's fine. He's a warrior. He's a wily veteran, But I'll know more on Monday. Our trainers didn't alert me to anything on the sideline.